Hey lovies, welcome back. So I thought I would do an update video of when I updated my last video, which was spend a week in quarantine with me. Well, nothing has changed. So we're just gonna update a few little things. So this is like gonna be like a day in quarantine with me. I don't know. I'm like, ugh. So I just want to put it out there real quick that I'm going to show you what I'm working on. I want to show you an update on all my plants. They're doing so well. I'm so excited. The only problem with that... Oop, I moved the camera. My camera looks like it's crooked. Yeah, what the heck's up with that? I don't know, my camera got a little tilt on, so I'm a little tilted. Sorry about that. Anywho, the only thing with that was seeing my plants. I mean, they are really, really taking off. And it's amazing to watch how you plant this little teeny dry seed that looks like it's all dried up. And like, how's anything going to come from that? And then out of the blue, this big green shoot is like pushing up on the dirt. And like my beans, their shoots are real big. Like the heads are real big. And it's amazing to see how like the dirt moves and everything. This is like totally incredible to me. But seeing all of this green all over the place, I am chomping at the bit. I am like, it's like a nails on a chalkboard. I want to go so bad to a greenhouse or, and the funny thing is like on, you know how like Facebook, you can join groups and, you know, you have all that stuff. Well, on Facebook, I liked a greenhouse, a local greenhouse near to me page, and they keep posting picture after picture of all the flowers and tomatoes and the cages and soil and dirt, all the stuff that they got in. I can't even believe they're open, because you're like, how is that essential? I don't know, except for that, like, are they trying to tell us, you better all be growing your own food because in 4 or 5 months there's going to be recession and we're not going to have no fresh food or something? I don't know. I'm not even going to say that. Not even going to say that. But, I'm just like, how are they open? How are they open? But at the same time, when you watch the news, you know, our president and the team and the advisors and blah, 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 they're telling us that this week particular, which today is April 8th, which, by the way, happy global Passover. Wow, is that not a thing? I'll talk to you about that in a minute. But this week particular, today being April 8th, is going to be like the peak week. Like this in the United States, the whole United States, this is supposed to be like the peak week where COVID-19 like peaks, and then we should be down on a down thing from there. So being the peak week, and I have it written down in here how many days I've been in. I have been in, I think this is day 29 for me. Because remember, I had viral bronchitis before we were like supposed to quarantine. So I already had 2 weeks on all of the quarantine. Because it took me, I didn't leave the house for 2 weeks because we just had the threat then. It wasn't mandatory for us to be in the house, but it was just a threat. And I wasn't going anywhere because the bronchitis like really took me out. So I had 2 weeks on you guys before the mandatory mandate came in about staying in place and quarantine and all that. So for me, it's like day 29. But anywho, I am so ready to like get out of this house, and I want to go get planters, and I want to go get potting soil, and I want to go get fertilizer, and I want to plant and dig in the dirt and all of that stuff. But even if I could, I can go shopping, and that would feel wonderful, pick up some pots and soils and things that I want. But reality is, and I even want to build some raised garden beds, which I need plywood and things like that. I could be doing that. I could be building my raised planting beds and, getting the soil and the fertilizer, and I can be doing all of that. But in reality is I can't plant yet, because where I live here in southwestern Pennsylvania, we're not past our frost date. So some things though, like my green onions, like some of my bulb or rooting vegetables, I learned, I'm not going to sit here and act like I know everything, but I learned they could actually go in the ground because the life-sustaining thing is underneath. And like my, I can't wait to show you my green onions. I hope I have the footage still. I'm going to try to put a clip in when I show it to you of when I first showed you. I put them in the jar, and what I did is I took green onions from the grocery store that we had used, cut them all the way down to the white, to the white part, and put their bulb in water. And when you see how big they are now, like those babies are ready to get in the ground. Like they may die if I don't get them in the ground soon. But I hope I can do that. I hope I can put a side by side about how much they've grown. But like some of that stuff I might be able to get in the ground, but in reality I really can't plant anything because of our frost date. But I could be preparing, like building my gardens and things like that. And having it all sit around my house is making me like stir crazy because it's like I want to do it. But I'm not going out in peak week. Maybe next week. We'll see what the president has to say. I'm trying to be very obedient. It's very hard, but I'm trying. But I've been coloring, and I haven't worked on my puzzle. I have the whole frame of it together. I'll show it to you, but I haven't like sat down and worked on it. And, you know, just living life. So thought I'd just do a little quick update. And I think I'm going to, like, I got into a really bad slump there. I was actually feeling like I was getting a little depressed. And I'm like, Missy, we cannot allow this. So I had a couple people tell me how delicious my banana bread, my sister made the banana bread in my last vlog, which I'll link right up here in case you haven't seen it. They were all like, oh, the banana bread looks good. I even had someone ask for the recipe. So I thought today I would, because I have bananas, I would make the banana bread. I would film me making the banana bread and put that out there as a video. And then being in quarantine for 29 days, I'm a coffee fanatic. So being home all the time, I've been drinking a lot of coffee. So I actually have 2 large coffee cans that I used all the coffee out of. And I was thinking about what I said in my last vlog about I need to like thrift something in my house and do like a thrifty Thursday. So I'm like, maybe I could take these coffee cans and use them as planters, because you can use anything as a planter, but I need to make them look pretty, not like coffee cans. So I'm actually thinking about digging out some of my paint. Hopefully it'll be good. I might have very limited colors, but again, I'm not going to run to the store to get paint. I'm going to be obedient and see what I can make out of these coffee cans to put in my garden when it's ready. So those are 2 little things that I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to put out a thrift with me Thursday, redoing coffee cans that I thrifted in my own home. And I'm going to try to put a video out of the banana bread recipe. So just thought I'd check in with everybody, you know, happy Passover. Like I said, today is like the global Passover. If you're at all, I hate this word, but if you're at all religious, which I am not, I hate religion. I believe religion divides, it separates, it kills. I do not have a religion. I have a relationship with whom I feel is the one true God, which is Jesus Christ. And I understand that not everybody shares my opinion, and that's okay. And I just want to tell you that I'm still your friend. And if I could see you face to face, I would still invite you over, and we would still break bread together, and I would go to the Chinese restaurant with you, and I'd be silly and gilly and goofy with you just like I am through this television screen or however you're watching me, because I respect and value your beliefs. This is mine. That's yours. We don't have to have the same one to be okay with one another. You know what I mean? And I would never debate with somebody either, or force my belief on somebody. But I'm just sharing with you how I'm viewing some things and how I'm perceiving some things. And I'm just amazed that today being the beginning of Passover on the April 8th, that we're all kind of like in the same exact place. The Israelites were many hundreds of thousands of years ago in Exodus, in the Bible. That story is in Exodus 12, I believe, in the Bible, that we're experiencing some of the same things. You know, just a couple months ago, Australia was completely on fire. And then I know there's other places that are dealing with like plagues of critters, like locusts. like crickets and stuff. And then, of course, we have a worldwide pandemic, or plague, if you will, of COVID, coronavirus, which, if anybody speaks another language, probably already knows, or maybe they just drink Corona beer, that Corona means crown. And I don't know, just a lot of those things are a little more than coincidence for me, but I don't want to get into all of that. That's just my personal belief. But today is very significant for me. And if you are religious, whatever, and that's kind of where your spectrum is, and you probably already know, like, today is like the worldwide day of communion, where at 2 p.m. today, 2 p.m. this afternoon, we're all supposed to take communion together to commemorate, Lent and Passover, and we're going right into Easter Sunday or Resurrection Sunday, and then right from there, I think it's Pentecost. So, and this affects so much more than just like Christians, Judaism, Catholicism, all of this. These are kind of like the holidays that Passover and all those things that everybody kind of falls into. So even though we may have different like religions, we kind of all understand what's happening right now. So I think that is so significant. I really do. And I'm definitely one of those type of people that are more into the supernatural. And I'm always looking for signs, maybe signs of the times, if you will. And I just feel like there's a lot of that going on right now. Really, really, really. Very much so. But I don't want to get into all this stuff, I know that, with the viewing people that I have, many people, I just don't want to get into debates and arguments. I just feel like YouTube, it's not a good place to do those kinds of things unless you're going on a specific channel because you're listening to a preacher or a pastor, or you're going there for a specific thing. My channel is not like centered around that, but I do like to share my heart, and I guess that's just what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to leave it there. But I am excited that today is Passover. So one of the things that happened to us very, very quickly, I'm going to show you. I might even show you some of the footage or whatever as I'm talking, but very quickly. Last night, I don't know if we had a tornado or a microburst, or if it was just a really, really bad storm. But like, this is one of our little updates. It was really, really weird. Like at 1:58 a.m., our dog started like making all these weird noises, and my husband looked at me and he's like, "Do you think she needs to go out?" I swear to God, that's all he got out of his mouth, and this sound just like descended on us. It sounded like a plane or a freight train or something just like was sitting on us. It was so loud that we had to like scream at one another to talk. Extreme high winds, really bad hail, and when we downsized, for all of those who've been with me for a very long time, my whole moving journey, how we went from 8 acres, 180-year-old farmhouse, 8 bedrooms, the whole thing, to now we live in a modular home. It's new. I think it's a 2019 or something like that, but we went really, really, really small scale. Well, not being used to mobile homes or manufactured homes, I think there's a difference. I think ours is a manufactured home because they had to build it like on site. I don't know. That doesn't matter. But anyways, when storms come like that, it's a very different experience. That's all I got to say. So, there's like skirting around our home. Like that's all damaged, torn. Some of it's missing. We don't even know where it's at. We think that some of our panels, like not our panels, what is that called? Shingles on our roof, and like the lining that goes underneath of it, we can see some of that laying in the yard. It's kind of late in the day, and the footage I took was kind of late because we ended up sleeping in because we were up over half the night. There's trees down and things like that. I tried to film a little bit, but some of that had already been cleaned up by time. But like when we got up this morning to take the dogs out around 7:30, we were like, oh my gosh, our where we live in this community looks like a war zone. But it looks better. By the time I went out to show you some, it looks much better. And I even show you footage where they're working like across from me because a whole bunch of trees came down, and they're like cutting them all up and working together and things like that. So that was a little crazy, guys. That was totally unexpected. We didn't even know it was supposed to storm or anything. And I think what made it worse is that, because you guys may have seen in my last vlog, Quarantine with Me for a Week, I was filming the farmer that lives behind us that was, you know, spreading cow poop everywhere. We're butted right up against a huge open field that's going to be full of corn soon. So I think not having anything behind us actually made it worse, because the gusts were like, my husband was actually telling us to like get up and get in the middle of our home, because if it would actually like come off or tip over or whatever, he was so concerned that whatever side it would go, which we really think it would go that way because the way the wind was hitting us, he was so worried about everything coming from that side and coming on top of us. And like, it was a little crazy. It was a little crazy, guys. So that's an update. Now I think I will show you some of the things that I've been working on. I don't want to make this video super long. I already talked to you guys for 16 minutes now. But I thought I'd just, you know, it's just a video to just say hi. I hope everyone's well. This is what I'm doing. And I hope by the end of the week I have a thrift with me. These little containers I'm going to make for my plants out of coffee containers. And I really hope to have a banana bread recipe up for you. So I'm going to shut up now and drink my coffee and show you the little bit of things that I have to show you, which is like coloring and how big my plants got and some damage to our house, because that's my life right now. So this is my little tray of the things I've been working on. So this is the coloring page I'm working on, and what I actually did is I challenged myself to only use basically yellow, pink, green, and blue, and orange, which is 5. And they're not markers, guys. They're highlighters. So I challenged myself to use 5 highlighters to color a whole page. So this is where I'm at. I'm not finished with it yet, but I started that yesterday. I also, if I can move some things, have been coloring some pages out of this one. I think I can find it real quick. 1 second. Yeah, I did this one. So I've been coloring, and then I'll show you the puzzle. Like, this is it, guys. I have the frame together. I have my little candle going. I'm journaling and drinking my coffee. But that's it. That's all I got. And then let me show you my plants. You're walking with me. Look. I guess that's an update. Dozer doesn't have his cone on anymore. No, he doesn't. He's still bad, but he doesn't have his cone on. He's not a cone head. But look, guys. Look how big my onions got. So I'm trying to do the same thing with lettuce to see if that regrows. But look, my onions have sprouted. Look how big my marigolds. And then these are pansies. No, wait. Yeah, pansies, I believe. But can you believe how big my onions got? Look how big. Like, those are ready to go in the ground. Like, I really need to get those in the ground. So I just put this head of lettuce in this bowl of water yesterday. So I'm really excited to see. These are all things I'm picking up from YouTube to see if it actually grows another head. And then my chives have a little teeny tiny sprout. My onions are coming up. And then I'm trying to move very slow so I don't like make you all sick. But I had to bring in all my pots. And listen, after last night, I am so thankful I did, because these would be gone. With the amount of wind that we had, these would be gone. But my parsley will not come up. I don't know why, but it's taking a long time. But I'm going to bend down here. But these are my microgreens. And then there's my radishes. And then right behind it, as you can see, busting through the soil, is my zucchini. My basil has just started to come up. And then look at my beans. Look at them. See how they're pushing through the dirt? Isn't that amazing? It's amazing to me. And then if I move over here, there is my salad greens. So they're doing well. The only thing that hasn't come up is my parsley. And then on the other side of my basil, which I don't see anything behind that, I do have cilantro, and I don't see any of that up yet. But everything else is coming up. And then there's one coming up through the soil. So I'm like super stoked. It's just amazing to me. So I just thought I'd give you a little update. So this is why I'm like, guys, I want to plant. I am so ready. I want to get this stuff in a garden. So hopefully my next update will be when they're in the ground. Won't that be amazing? I hope that happens soon. Really and truly I do. And there is the coffee containers that I saved that I'm going to, like, quote unquote thrift because we got new bananas. So these ones, they'll make great banana bread. So please don't mind my house, guys. We're all home and it's a little messy. So hopefully with these pretty ripe bananas and these coffee containers, I can put out 2 kind of different videos than just like what I'm doing in quarantine.